Hello. Happy Thursday.
Prize work in progress try on.
It was get the arms out of frame, but it worked a little bit. I have a yoke.
It's hard to get them both out at the same time, both out of frame at the same time.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, yoke. It's yoke along, and it's also Leelanau. Oh my gosh! Whoa! I couldn't do the full trick, so I thought I'd extra razzle dazzle. So we're almost. Yeah, that's right. This is kind of an interesting Franken sweater. I don't know. This is demonstrating.
You can
almost see it. You can almost see it. This is demonstrating the Amy Palmer, I like to call it. She likes to graft her sleeves.
Yes.
But this is a look. It's a look.
It's a look. Well, that was an amazing reveal.
Yeah, thank you. I knew this was going to be meh because I couldn't. The camera always goes extra wide frame on me for whatever reason. So had to hit him with the 1-2,
Yeah, it was perfect. Perfect. I was just saying to our live crew that I have been knitting up a storm. Clearly, Laura, you have been knitting up a storm too. Can we start with your yoke along? Tell us what's happening here.
This is my Sunday sweater from Petite Knits. This wool is a Rowan, and you know what? I never remember. I always want to say it's felted tweed, and it's not. It's Tweed Haze. So that's Tweed Haze is the Rowan I'm using. And yeah, just separated the yoke. I shortened the yoke a little bit because this is not blocked, but I do feel once it blocks, it's going to bloom quite a bit. And it's really getting me there with the fit. I'm really excited.
Yeah, it looks so good. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, it's I don't think I'll be able to take it off for the rest of the program, so we'll just have to wrap that. Because I'm just really sewn in here. There's a million needles going on. I've attached the mic to the sweater, so.
Oh, so you're committing to this bit.
I am. Why not?
I like it.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? All right, and your Leelanau, clearly you've been making a lot of progress with that.
Well, I am not the only one. The Leelanau continues. The Leelanau knit along continues, and our work group is heating up. And we've got a lot of 2 completed sleeves already and onto the body. Across the board, I think we only have 1 team body, and it's Miss Pam because she is knitting for a toddler. So in that case, you're not going to get gauge of those tiny little tube arms. No. So she's on with the bod. So across the board, though, those of us that are working on sleeves first, it's a revelation. It's so nice to have this piece done. It's so nice.
Yeah, it's so good. Well, I have Leelanau.
You have Leelan news
as well.
Hooray!
Leelanau happened to be the easiest thing that I was working on. So I finished the color work body portion, and I just started working on the ribbing.
This is really helpful, especially when you held toward the camera a little bit. You can really see your confetti toward the bottom. There's some like neon speckle coming out toward the bottom. You can really see it. This is so cool. Yeah. Everyone is losing their mind, as they should. And you've really, speaking of commit to the bit, you're just hanging in. You promised me and you've stuck to it. You're a woman of your word.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it so much. I had to stop at the bottom of, I've had some needle drama this week, Laura. Ooh. Needle drama. As you can see, here are the needles that I am using for the bottom. They are different colors because they are from different needle sets.
That would be my first guess. Yes.
Yeah, I always feel like the 4s and the 5s are the first ones to go. So I had a, when it comes out of the thing and it keeps getting caught, I had that issue. But I had 1 5 left from an old Knit Pick set. That's probably about 13 years old at this point. 1-5 left. So I dug that out. I've got this going. Very exciting. I did a lot of knitting during football games.
Did some important football happen? I had no idea. Tell us about the important football.
Thursday. This happened 5 full days ago. I will still cry right now thinking about my little Lions winning the first playoff game in 31 years. I can't believe it. It happened. Oh my gosh, it happened. I cried like a baby. Laura McDougall cried like a baby. It was amazing to see. I was not the only one. They did a pan of the stadium. Full grown ass men were crying like their grandma just died. It was real. The emotions were serious. But yeah, so I knit this whole thing.
One of the limited parameters where men are permitted to show their emotions. So good for them. I hope they really made a meal of it.
They did it. They really did it. Yeah, they really did it. Yeah. So I knit this like a nervous fiend.
Incredible.
Watching that. And so it was relatively easy to knit. So that was, I could keep looking up. I could frantically be knitting. There's no faster knitting than when you're freaking out about something that you're watching.
But to the naked eye, your gauge didn't change, which is that's the real feat right there. That's incredible.
I built in some wiggle room thinking that I would be excited if that was a possibility that I would be. Yeah, you gotta plan for it. So we get to do it again this Sunday. The Lions are going to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm pumped. I have to teach 2 different classes at different points during the game on Sunday. And I'm not making any promises that anything is going to get done. So I hope no one has any questions or needs me.
Great.
I'll be doing
this.
This.
That's why you're your own boss. You don't have to deal with performance review. So
I will not. And I will deal with a 3-star review. I have only 5-star reviews on my website right now. Give me a 3-star review. I'll take it. 2 stars. Yeah. She was great, except for during the Lions playoff game. I can live with it.
Yes. Well, it's out there now. No take backsies. So there you go.
No. Yeah. Just prepare yourselves, everyone. Yeah. Maybe get ahead of it. Maybe shoot me some emails if you have any questions. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Elle is very sweet, who just shouted us out on Instagram to say how much she looks forward to our lives. She is like, the very idea that anyone would give you a 3-star review is hilarious, which is true.
I did get a 1-star review once. But it was an accident. The person didn't understand that 5 stars was the best and 1 star is the worst, because the write-up was just glowing. 1 star, which was hilarious.
Yeah, it was like taken so many classes, learned so much, is a fabulous teacher, much fun. 1 star.
1 star. Yeah.
Like, all right.
It was very funny. Yeah. Colleen. Now Colleen is reviewing all the weird shit that people have said to me on the internet before. The 1-star glowing review was a funny one. But yeah, when people like to say that white girls should not wear yellow, and it's my favorite color. So yeah, yellow washes me out. So sallow. Yeah. It happens. People get to say whatever they want, weirdly. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they also get consequences. So there's that. But
yeah. Does this cup wash me out, Laura?
It's like a little bit of a sallow yellow, I would say, but
yeah.
No. I'm over it. I'm very over it. I'm in 2024, I'm personally at war with the word flattering. I'm not doing it. I think flattering is super coded and is just trying to make everybody the same. And it's really boring. So just really tired of where we are in a fashion moment. Everything is so like trend based and like fast fashion-y, and I'm bored. Yeah, flattering is smaller and boring. And what does that even mean? Like wearing yellow brings you a ton of joy, and you look great in it.
does.
I don't understand what the point of that thought process is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know either. But people really think that they get to say whatever they want to women specifically on the internet. Yeah. It's weird. It's a weird choice. But yeah. I like to say I'll say 70% of it does not bother me. Once in a while you get one that just like, ooh, it just like digs into you, and you just think about that shitty thing that somebody said to you. Some complete stranger said to you in response to some weird thing that you posted in your stories, and you're just like, why would you take the time to say that to me? I don't know. So I like to pretend that I'm just like completely infallible and nothing anybody says bothers me, but that is a lie. I wish that was what it was. But yeah, I don't know. We're preaching to the choir though. Of course, nobody watching this would imagine to say anything weird to anybody on the internet.
Right. Until it goes to YouTube. Yes. But that's all right. That's all right. Yes, it's true.
Ourselves.
Human beings, the both of us. But I heard somewhere that it's like a condition. It's like a weird evolutionary response. The fact that you can get 100 good comments on something, and the one negative one is the one you focus in on. It's like our lizard brain trying to protect ourselves and being like, here's where the danger is. It's this one thing, and you like ruminate on it. But obviously that's not serving us in this environment, and it's not survival. Yeah. It's just making us spiral. So you can really, truly, so much of what comes across my For You page on TikTok and just like various craft drama, if you just saved it for the group chat, get yourself a group chat of like 5 to 6 cool people, run it through the group chat. It does not need to be just out there. Like, it just doesn't. And it's not constructive for a lot of the things you have to say. Sometimes you just need to bitch, and the internet doesn't need to hear all that.
No, it doesn't, because that's a receipt. Someone can find that later.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Other needle drama news, Laura.
Oh, there's more. My goodness.
There's more needle drama news. So here are some blue needles that I have now.
Yes. The gems. Yes.
Indigo.
Oh, indigo. Okay, different.
Indigo.
No, I'm losing it. I haven't worked in a yarn shop in 3 years.
I don't think they had the indigo ones when we worked there. But I guess they're bad sellers, because these blue needles are the only likey needles in size 4 I could find available on the internet. I looked for pink. I looked for normal. I looked for driftwood. Literally, the blue ones were the only ones. So now I have a blue needle tip set, size 4. It works just fine. I like the blue. I think it matches my Paul McCartney sweater that I finally got a start on. Look at this.
It looks so good. Like, you got through the ribbing, which is heroic. So now the razzle dazzle can start.
Yeah, this was a lot of ribbing. I did this. It just takes forever. Size 2 needles, 2 inches. Holy shit. It was so much. And then I had to wait for my blue needle tips to come. But yeah, I'm really liking this. It's looking good. So I'm happy to be in the color work. I can just kind of, click away on that. With my crew. I've got a great crew of Paul McCartney sweater knitters in my workroom. This time we're having a lot of fun with our dog cowls and our big swatches. So yeah, it's a nice group. I'm happy to be in there with them. Yeah.
Super fun. I am continuing my reorg of the craft room. So you can see it's just like a total mess. But that includes like just retrieving so many needles from so many different projects. So I've just got like my little needle holder, and it's just getting nice and chunky based on going through
Yes.
all these bags, all these bins, and just it's a revelation. But yeah, there's
Collected
nothing
a
that I
lot of
need in
needles
this
over the
moment, of
years.
course. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
It's true. So it's it's a lot because it's water everywhere and not a drop to drink because you can never find the needle that you actually need. But oh well. So I'll keep I'm gonna keep these organized this time.
I did that the other week, and it feels great. And I have been keeping it organized. I've been like putting my needles in there, counting it feels so good because as soon as you put one in the wrong spot, then it's chaos again. You got to keep it up.
It gives you permission to go crazy. So
act like an asshole. Yeah, with your needles. No, we don't need that. So yeah. And then the only other thing I've been working on, and this one really has taken a little bit of a backseat, but it's still so
but
beautiful.
Not really. I mean, yeah, not really at all because it's so incredible.
Yeah, and I
saw this on Instagram.
Yeah, you saw it on Instagram. Yeah. You caught it on the gram. So yeah, I did a little bit more. This was just too much pattern for super wildcard weekend.
Focus.
Yeah.
Fair.
Too much pattern. So it stayed in the bag. But I pulled this out the other day, and I did a couple more inches. But yeah, I've got a lot of body. I've got 3 armless bodies that I'm working on over here. So I'm in body world.
I am working along on my whip it out. Sorry, camera. Sorry, everyone at home. But my whip it out.
You did share a picture of this so we could actually see the texture on it. So
I did.
Looks so good.
So this eye searing sock is, it's very majestic. We'll keep it back here. It is a neon blur and I'm not sad about it. I think it's so hilarious and I've loved pretty much every minute of it. And then need to get my shit together because this is just some of the sock yarn that I have. And that is just so much. But
your whip it out goals this year is a lot of sock knitting, right, Laura?
It is. And so I was talking about how Stepanka, I'm participating in the Super Sock Knit Along and using it as part of my whip it out to just, we're batching things. And Stepanka's prompt for these next 2 months is color blocking in some way. So I'm going to do different colored toes. And I had talked about doing gray, just like a good old gray. Yeah. But I was digging through the scrap and I just think I found this like black and white. And I just think these little like newsprint toes. Yeah. I think that's the way. I just think a little newsprint toe. Yeah, I think it's going to be so fun. So you can see it because it's on this child sock that I knit for no reason. Just a single child sock. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I think this was a Stash Buster attempt I only had a little bit of this black and white yarn left from some shawl project. And I was like, I'll make children's socks for whatever. And I don't want them now. So I have a little bit of yarn in here that'll be perfect for toes, and then I can like send it on its way. But yeah, I can simulate. Haha, it'll be like that, and I think it'll be cute.
Can you just cut the toe off and grab it to the end?
I think so. I'll give it the Amy Palmer special. The problem is this is just too dainty. As you know, we are big-footed gals, and this is just not sturdy enough of a toe cap for me. But this way I can feel like I've done the thing with I've scrapped this within an inch of its life and I can send it on its way.
Let it go.
That's the plan. But I thought I would debut the plan here first. I thought you all would get on board.
This palette that you're rocking with the light blue headphones, the bright pink, the gray sweater, bringing in some black and white, all of this is great. It's a feast for my eyes, Laura, so I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, I did a neutral lip and I know that's challenging, but again, flattering can suck it. I just want to wear what I want to wear. And I this lip combo.
I think you look great. You look like a icy queen.
Thank you. One of my favorite makeup people on TikTok does this lip combo and I just love it. So it looks good on a ring light. It's all glistening. So
I love it.
I'm going to do what I want to do.
Hell yeah. You get to. Yeah, and
so that's the only other whip
is going to say that you should put a lip on.
No, because I did. I put on a lip combo. All right. And a pencil. So, Ferris
3?
Nude, Maybelline. Yes. And then the Lifter Gloss from Maybelline in Ice. And then a lip pencil.
Ice. I see it.
Yeah, Ice. Lifter Gloss. Look how much I've used it. It's almost gone. Lifter Gloss.
Damn.
Anyway,
Lifter
love her.
Gloss.
Erin Parsons makeup. She's a makeup historian. She's fascinating. Erin Parsons makeup. 10 out of 10.
What does it lift? Just
it's supposed to. It has hyaluronic acid in it, so the like moisture is supposed to.
That's it.
Be
That's
a plumper.
Yeah,
but it's not. It is, but it's not like a plumping like that burns your lips. It's just a little extra moisture, which I like.
Love it.
I know Sarah's. We're losing Sarah. She's like, I did not tune in for beauty.
Here's mine. I paid way too much money for this. This is the first time in 6 days that I've been able to open my curtain. I have a
that it wasn't freezing.
Yes, and I opened my thermal curtain, and so the sun is shining, but it's hard to see my fresh.
Well, let's do full beauty YouTube then. So yeah, here's the color.
Oh yeah.
Can you do the color?
Yeah. Ooh.
So beautiful. Ooh.
It's papaya. It's papaya. Yeah.
Gorgeous. Now you felt like it was not you tried a couple colors? Is that what you told me when we were talking about
No, I could never afford it. This was $26 American for some lip gloss. Sugar lip treatment. It doesn't treat my lips as well as $26 should. All right. I just wish that it had more moisturizer. I do like this is like a serious container for this, and it screws on.
That's nice.
So I feel like they have me with the packaging, and I do like the color because I like it. Not because it's flattering in any way. I just like it.
Good job.
But if I'm paying $26 for a lip treatment, it should treat more. It should treat more. That's my review.
I think that's fair. So see, you can come here for the straight dope because this is hashtag not an ad. So there you go.
The straight dope, Laura?
The straight dope. I don't. Listen, that's for the later portion of the day. All right. We are connections people. All right. And
now we're going to beef about connections.
I do it every day because it's so fun, Allyson. I have so much fun doing the Wordle and connections. It's a blast.
No notes. It's only fun times. Everyone's happy.
I just feel like gaslit everyone. That same group thread that I told you to all get. Every time I'm like, weird connections. Everyone's like, this was easy. I don't know what you're talking about. Like every time. And then when I'm like, here we go. Everyone's like, oh my God, how'd you get that? I'm like, fine. I'm just in my own lane. Maybe it's just because all I do is wear just yolks. I don't know.
Yeah, you have just yoke energy, and that's just too big for the New York Times.
I guess
it's just too big. There's been I think the
my eyes literally twitching right now
in it. It's because the connections. You're being triggered by the connections. But the one that had dope in it as a information or whatever, that's the only one I got. Everyone else, I was like, I cannot get this. None of these make sense. That was the one I got. Oh yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's the straight dope I've never heard before, but I'm trying to incorporate it into my vocabulary. Unlike head full of steam, which does not exist, but everybody that's knitting Leelanau and watching football, head of steam is telling me that that's all that Mike Tirico says. So I don't know, Mike. I used to think you were so great, and now I think it's part of a conspiracy to pretend like we say these things. We do not.
Anyway, Connections is a lot, but it is fun until you want to kill people. It's just as fast as that. Some days you feel really smart, and some days you're like, wow, I have no information. I've spent 40 years on this planet not learning anything about anything.
We had 2 tough days
fun,
in a row. So I think that's why I'm a little on edge. Like I like to do first thing and to kind of wake my brain up, but then
everybody in our chat is up at like 5:30 in the morning hitting that connections.
You just stare at it. I've had 2 just stare at it days. Like sometimes I'll wipe the sleep from my eyes and get going. And then other days I'm like, this looks like alphabet soup and it's just swirling in a gumbo of ignorance. And that has been my last couple of days, just gumbo ignorance. It's terrible.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. But
it's good. Me too. It's good daily practice because the last couple of days, like when you start off with a miss, that is so demoralizing. And I want to be, I'm like, well, now I'm humiliated and I don't even want to share this and I'm not even going to start. And it's like, no, you gotta keep trying. Nobody's perfect. So.
Yeah. The brain's going to kick eventually or not. I don't know.
See, Jewel has a Brooke in the back pocket when she's stuck. Brooke comes in and like helps her. So if you're supposed to do connections as like a group, but no, I like my own screen, own thing.
I do feel like once in a while, the group chat, like the first guess, everybody gets a different first guess. And in that case, all of us together, we'd be geniuses. Like like if we get stuck somewhere, we would all have unique information to help us get out of that sticky situation. And I would watch that movie.
But that's why I really like having a little group chat about it and like having everyone share their score or share their final results, because it just shows you color lines of how they've done and doesn't like give any spoilers, because it just shows how different everybody's brains are. That's what I love about it, because it's just like truly, it's like I very rarely do partners get the same order, and I think that's so fascinating. Like very rarely.
Yeah, it's super weird if Shane and I both get it exactly the same. Usually he's getting the same one. He's getting like the golf one first. And I'm like, what the fuck are even these words? I can't even tell you. Yeah. So I don't know. But anyway, connections is fun. Except when you want to murder people because of it.
It's just been a tough couple of days. And when I'm just starting to like, recover from a cold and just want to win, it's Miss Editor is just not making it happen for me, and it's time to boycott.
Let me just quickly spell some words for you.
I thought we were moving on. I thought we were moving on because I don't know about y'all, but if you ever did like the calculator trick, where you would like write hello on your calculator and turn it upside down, if you did that, then at no time did you just write the word boob. You wrote boob-less. That's what it was. It wasn't just the word boob. Yeah, boob-less. Yeah. Because there was a whole joke where you'd be like, there was once a woman that had 69 boobs and she had too many. Anyway, not doing it. Yeah, or boobies. No. Miranda gets
boobies.
It. Boob.
Hello. Boob is nothing. Give me a break. Yeah. Boob is nothing.
Anyway, I sincerely love connections in the community that I've built around it. However, tomorrow better be a freaking walk in the park.
I need a cakewalk. Yeah, The Friday one always needs to be a slam dunk. I don't know what we're going to be doing, but it better be easy, because holy shit, we need a win.
Yeah, what is it? Sunday every day, New York Times? Yeah. Give me, like, come on. We need levels. Here. Talk to Will Shorts, all right? He gives us levels.
You got to build
be a university zone.
Okay. Yes.
All right. Well, I'm also got so heated talking about connections. I think I have to ditch this sweater, but yeah. Give me just 1 second, okay?
She's got to go. She's got to go.
Well, I was trying to turn the camera off to
just in case.
Nope. But this is going to trigger everybody.
Boobless.
I know. It's going to trigger everybody. I'm so sorry. I'll do this as gracefully as I can.
I love this. Let's see. Get it, Laura. I can edit this all out. Or maybe not. I thought my boobless joke was pretty funny. Yeah, I think it's going to have to stay. You did great. That was so smooth.
Not bad, right? I thought about it. Okay. Mike's back.
Yeah, killing it.
All right, thanks. I tried to do it near a high five in case it's not riveting content for our friends at YouTube.
Actually, I think on YouTube, they do like when women take their clothes off.
It's true. Anyway, here's the reveal. Ooh, boy. Okay. So, yes, we launched a little something today. I wish we could edit in Return of the Mac, a song that is 30 years old. Woof. But yes, we announced that your baby, your original class, Sweater Club, is back. Sweater Club is back in a new
Sweater Club is back, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
with Laura. So that means it's twice as good as it used to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Boom. Twice the expertise and twice the plants. I don't know. But yes, we are doing in-person Sweater Club. And we're doing our first iteration of it coming up in February on the 25th, Sunday, February 25th, here in Chicago in the North Center neighborhood. I said Lincoln Square. I was corrected. And it is on Lincoln Avenue. But hold on, it's a little farther south than what you're thinking, and it's across from the Trader Joe's at Botanical Cafe. So we are partnering. Brian and Delaney, the owners of Botanical Cafe, are just buds, and we really weathered some tough pandemic times together, I would say, as businesses.
Yes, we did. Yes.
And they are just a pleasure, and we love their space, and they have availability for us to do in-person sessions. So there's 2 sessions for our Sweater Club. There is a morning session, 10 to noon, and then an afternoon session, 1 to 3. We're hearing a lot, though. So far, I would say registration's rolling on in. It's nice, it's chill, but we're not sold out yet. But I really think that people are limiting themselves. I'm hearing a lot of like, I wish I lived in Chicago, when a lot of you are in neighboring states. Couldn't you do a day trip?
Everyone loves taking a day trip to Chicago in February. It is gorgeous.
I mean, I'm just saying it's a month from now.
Free.
It could be 50. It could be 50 again. Like,
Absolutely.
What are we even talking about? And there's a lot of indoor activities that you could do before or after. So you can make it. You can make it.
But yeah, the idea is that you'll bring anything that you have questions about, that you want to work on, that you need accountability for. There will be 10 of us total at the table, so we'll be able to learn from each other. People who have questions about things, we can have it be a learning experience for everyone, and we'll be able to chit chat and enjoy a bev. Your $45 ticket includes a bev of your choice, which we love. We love that. Botanical makes delicious bevs, and you can also shop for a new houseplant on your way out the door, which we also
it's
love.
Chicago's first cafe/plant store. Because other things are legal in Chicago, just to be clear, we're talking about like house plants and not marijuana. But because sometimes botanicals, people are like, oh, what's going on in there? It's a plant store. It's a plant store.
It's plants.
And not that there's anything wrong with acquiring marijuana legally. However, that's not what it is. Yeah, no, that's not
different
what
thing.
It is. So
don't come thinking that it's for marijuana. It's not. That would be a disappointment to you.
We will not be blazing up 420. We will just be knitting in a very chill, caffeinated environment.
Yes.
All right.
Linda, you can bring gummies if you would like to. That is, you would not be able to purchase them at Botanical Cafe.
Yeah. Linda specifically is invited to bring gummies because that would be a riot and a half to see. But no, so we're just talking coffee and houseplants and knitting. Yeah. Pretty good. All the things that you really want. Nice little Sunday.
Yeah. Nothing else. Nothing. No notes. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this will be when this is a ginormous success, we will have a wait list going as well. If people need to, switcheroo, that's no problem. And then we will announce more dates soon. So I'm very excited about Return to Sweater Club.
Yeah, Laura, you've been wanting to do more in-person classes for years now, really.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I miss it a lot.
So
And
back in the swing.
and it's rare when you have an available weekend slot. So this works out so well that we were able to get this going for Feb. So if you were so sad about how quickly Galentine sold out and want some hang time and some knitting instruction, this is the perfect opportunity. And great bargain, a bargain registration cost, if you ask me. So you can lauraallison.com. Click shop and classes, and that's where you'll find it.
Yeah, excellent. Well, great job, Laura. Killing it.
Oh yeah, so fun, super fun.
Anything else you got going on over there?
Let's see. For party business, we have in our social network, lauraallison.party, we put up some new Level Up series for the coming months. So that's very exciting. We are we have our first one actually this Friday that I'm very excited about.
Yes.
Here is my pile for our theme, which is we're going to be ripping stuff out, right?
Ripping it out. Yes. So this is going to be a Zoom where we are all going to share our projects that need to get the axe. And then we'll talk about best practices for ripping things out, how to make things easier for yourself, do's and don'ts. And then we will kiss our items goodbye and start ripping them out together. That is what we're going to do. It's going to be so fun. So if you are a Laura Allyson party member, we hope that you can join us tomorrow night for that event. If you are not, why not? Come hang out with us. It's going to be fun. We do a level up every single month on a Friday evening where we level up our crafting. So something to do with something cool about our community or adjoining communities. For instance, next month, Laura, you're going to teach people about how to use Notion.
Notion girlies, yes, based on our discussion in our live a couple of episodes ago, we're adding Notion talk. I see Elle is typing. Hooray, Elle. Elle has let me know
into it.
That she's gotten in, and I love that for her and for me.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk Notion. Wait. It'll be a primer, not a comprehensive overview. But I'm excited for that.
And then we've got a couple other ones for March and April scheduled too. And we'll chat more about those when they come up. Yeah,
totally.
Anything else, Laura? You got new classes, or is that next week?
Next week. So they will open up during the live, like the morning of the live next week. So
oh my gosh, cliffhanger.
Yes, nice. But I shared shared a little Instagram reel today about one of the classes because in my organization, I have found I have a lot of single mittens. And this is my single sock syndrome. I have single mitten syndrome big time. So I've just been, I can't quite bring myself to get rid of them, but I do not have time in my schedule to sit down and finish a second one. So I'm going to make a class so I have time to do that.
Love it. 2 birds, 1 stone. That works. Yeah, that's good.
Sure. So that's coming next week for me. How about you?
Look out. I got really nothing going on. I've launched my classes last week. So those have been launched. That's happening. We're doing it. Signups have been coming in. If you are in this, let's see, Colette, my beautiful orange friend right here. She's only got like 2 spots left. If you've been waiting on that registration, grab that. And then design your own yoke sweater and design your own dog sweater. Those are also nearing sold outness too. Nice. So get on over there. Those classes start in March.
Very
that's
cool. Yeah, tonight I am starting Ingrid Pullover, so I am excited for everybody. It's a small group, but a mighty group, and we're starting
Nice.
swatching and getting ready to talk Ingrid. So I'm excited to return to such a
Good.
beautiful sweater. I love her.
Yeah, that's a good one. I love my vest.
Yeah,
My slip
me
over.
too. I also love your
Yeah.
slip over.
Yeah. Well, Laura, I've been dying to tell you about my book.
Good. Well, this was the cliffhanger from last week. You have been reading. Are you finished with or reading River of the Gods?
I am like in the third. I'm a third of the way through.
Gotcha. And we're learning about the Nile. Is that right?
We're learning about the kind of colonialist exploration of that region of Africa, and they were very obsessed with figuring out where the Nile started from. But there were lots of obstacles in their way, like native people and diseases, which is very exciting to read about because almost every single time it ends with a bunch of white people dying, which they kind of have coming.
Yeah, I would say.
But I read this really cool passage, and this woman, Candice Millard, is just an amazing writer and knows what is exciting about all of these topics that she writes about. This is her fourth book, and I've read all of her other books, and they're kind of, she just knows how to set it up. She knows how to frame it. And then she knows about what else was going on at the time that is interesting and drops in all these like really fascinating anecdotes. And I read one that just like made me so happy the other day. And I have to share it with you.
Great.
At the same time that they were kind of looking for the source of the Nile, the Crimean War was happening. And it's not a lot of things that happened in the Crimean War are around anymore. We don't really have that in our history lessons, really, except for Florence Nightingale basically invented nursing corps. And so she's from the Crimean War. And you might remember probably from middle school, The Charge of the Light Brigade, that poem by Tennyson, all about how it was basically a bunch of British people with money paid a lot of money to the government to go be in charge of the Crimean War. And they had no skills or anything. They just had money, which led to basically everyone dying from, like, they didn't give them coats and shit. So it was just basically everyone died because they didn't get food or horses or jackets during the winter. And the Charge of the Light Brigade was this like suicide mission led by this man named Cardigan.
I see where this is headed. Okay.
Mr. Cardigan was terrible at his job, just a rich person, and made a lot of bad choices that ended up with the Charge of the Light Brigade, where basically everybody died. But they didn't have war correspondence or anything back then. So he goes back to England and is like, you'll never guess this cool thing I did in the Crimean War. And everybody believed him because they didn't have a reason not to. And it was during the Industrial Revolution. So they go, we should invent something and name it after him because he's so great. And that's how he got the cardigan.
This makes the second problematic British military person to have a major name in knitting that I'm aware of. Lord Kitchener and Mr. Cardigan. Lord Cardigan?
Yeah,
Sir Cardigan?
Probably. Lord Cardigan. But that's Cardigan? Not all, Laura, because guess what his boss's name was? Raglan.
Oh, there it is.
And Raglan, Lord Raglan, lost his arm in the Napoleonic Wars. And so they invented the Raglan sleeves because it was easier to tie it up because he didn't have an arm.
super important data to share with everybody. And this, whatever, but it's my own little thing where, there are a lot of problematic assholes throughout history, and there's no doubt. But there was a brief moment where everyone was like, we shouldn't call the Kitchener Stitch anymore because Lord Kitchener was not good. And fair. However, that it's just like that's what it is. Like all of history is populated with just garbage town. So a lot of our terms for things just come from trash people, or I don't know. I don't know about Raglan. Perhaps he was one of the good ones. I don't know. No. But if you're saying rich to me from that time period, right, it's a no. It's a no.
It really, for some reason, it's just really resonating with me that just rich people, just because they have money, shouldn't just be in charge.
Well, it's really should be called like the nepotism war or something a little bit more like, oh, interesting. So we could actually learn our lesson, but. Here we are.
Here we are, just letting people with money be in charge, even though they are full idiots they don't want to be in their charge. They just want to win. And that's exactly what happened during the Crimean War. And it ended up with everybody dying.
Well, that is fascinating. That the history, the origin of those names. I like that a lot.
I know. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was just like reading away, and it was just like 3 paragraphs in the middle of this whole other thing. But I that's what really resonates with me on these books, because there's so many things in history where you're like, oh my God, that's such an amazing aside, or oh my gosh, I had no idea the origin story of this. So that's why I just love her books. And this book, I really have no idea how this is going to end. This is the first one that I don't know who these people
somebody
are.
Spoiled it in the chat last week and said where the source of the Nile was. Don't go and do it again, everyone. She doesn't know.
We have figured, I don't know if these idiots are going to get there, sometime between 1850 whatever and now, yes, we know where the Nile is. But like the stuff she puts in here about like the origin of cartography and like how they figured that, it's very interesting. And she's going really deep into the history of the British slave trade and when they went into there. So it's very, very, just every page I'm just like, wow, this is interesting. Wow, this is interesting.
Yeah, exactly why I love nonfiction. Like exactly. That is so cool.
And when you can find an author who delivers it in a way that like knows what's exciting. And this is something we talk about a lot, Laura. It's so disappointing when you're excited about a subject matter and then the person who's writing the book or the person who's trying to deliver the information to you, what they think is interesting is not what you think is interesting. So they're just giving you the information that you're not excited about. The reason that you picked up the book is not like for these like dry facts. You want a little pizzazz. You want a little like, razzle dazzle.
I want all the anecdotes. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I'm riveted. I don't know if these idiots are ever going to get there, but I'm in. So we'll see.
Man.
And now you know why a cardigan is named that.
Thank you so much. I love fun facts. I do.
Light Brigade.
There you go, which I haven't thought about nearly enough, so I appreciate it. I typically only because I love that stuff so much. I typically only read nonfiction, so I've been trying to stretch out and read more fiction. It's been a slow going, but I started a new book this week called The Vaster Wild. And who's the author? I keep forgetting. Her name is Lauren Groff. The Vaster Wild, and basically it's woman versus nature story, and it's a woman that is like running away from the Jonestown settlement, and just trying to stay alive in the woods, in the vaster wilds. And it's really, this time of year for me was a perfect time because it's cold, it's winter when she's running away. So she's like trying to survive in winter in the wilderness, and
I would not make it.
So good. Me neither. But it's so a lot of times I don't really look for that storytelling. It's like, what is it? The 4 stories, like man versus man, man versus blah, blah, whatever.
Yeah.
But so man versus nature, I tend to not like because it's always about men.
Man versus nature. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's always just like, sorry, but like quarterback McCartney kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, but I really like having this in a historical time point and like time frame. And she was a servant. So she has all of this practical knowledge that she already knows about her surroundings, and the way that she kind of comes up with solutions is so interesting. So it's not like woo, uplifting, but it is also uses like the language of the time without being totally inscrutable. So I'm just loving it so far. So the Master Wilds, major thumbs up.
Nice. Excellent. Yeah, I also don't reach for fiction unless it's very old.
Yeah.
Modern fiction I haven't really got back into unless someone forces me to read it, when nobody does that anymore because I'm not in school.
Yeah. So I'm branching out. It was a TikTok recommendation, so you just never know. But oh boy. But I am very pleased. I'm very pleased with it. Female author, female heroine, like protagonist, like very interesting. So I'm liking it.
Awesome. Look at us reading.
Yeah. So it's helpful to have, I'm doing it audiobook style, so I have no cool moment to show you. Reading Rainbow moment.
My library book?
Yes. Which is so good. But that brings me to my other culture moment, which is LeVar Burton was on Finding Your Roots on PBS, that show with Skip, with Louis Gates Jr. I think it's Louis. Henry, hard to say. Someone say in the comments. But with that show where they do the genealogy of celebrities, and it was LeVar Burton and then the other gentleman whose first name is Wes, and I cannot remember his last name, but it is Henry Louis. Thank you. Henry Louis Gates. And the other gentleman's name is Wes, and he is that man. He has been he's portrayed a Native American in almost every single movie you've ever seen. And it was the two of them, and the common thread, they usually kind of pair people that have a commonality, and the two of them was not knowing their fathers very well. So we're already on a very emotional journey. But LeVar Burton starts talking about like what he's proudest of in his career, and he was talking about Reading Rainbow, and got so emotional because his mom was a teacher and a single mom, and gave him this education. He's like, education is so important to my family. And he's like, and now I've had an impact on 2 generations of readers. And I was just like, oh my God, LeVar Burton. Oh my God. And then it turned out that his dad's family, he just had no relationship with his dad. His dad's family were like elected to Congress during the oh my gosh, post-Civil War, not Reformation. Help me. During the Reformation and
Reformation. Jesus Christ.
Reconstruction. Good Lord, there it is, Reconstruction. During the Reformation, and his whole family line, they started public schools for Black children in Alabama, and were superintendents for generations. And so he had this whole other legacy in his family of education, and he's just like, oh my God, he's just like so emotional. And then he also found out that he has a white great grandfather, and he was like, Kunta Kinte has a white great grandfather.
Of course.
And it was like, yeah, bum, 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 bum. But it was a wild ride, and goddamn, we shouldn't look too closely at people we remember from childhood, because they're just going to let us down. But man, oh man.
Not that one.
I just really like LeVar Burton. I really do. Yeah. Anyway, it's a hell of an episode. So if you have the PBS and the PBS app and the patience to deal with the PBS app, it's a really good episode of Finding Your Roots.
I feel like it might have gotten an upgrade. Mine's been remembering where I was now in shows.
Mine too.
As long as I pause it before I just stop it. The play is pause, unpause, then get out of the app, because it remembers when you pause. That's a new thing that I just learned.
Yeah. It's getting better.
Hot tip, when I was watching the U.S. and the Holocaust, Ken Burns documentary this week. Woo! Yeah.
It's a PBS kind of time. But yeah, it really made me regret not having a thing to like a book to hold up and then be like, but you don't have to take my word for it. But anyway, LeVar.
He would love that still. Listening to
Mhm.
books, all books in the brain. That's all that matters.
And this gentleman, Wes, his family was just in the Trail of Tears. Like they just were in the Trail of Tears, and which he knew, but he's like, of course, my family didn't ever want to talk about it because it's horrendous. But the Cherokee are mostly matrilineal, so he was related to like this really powerful, cool woman that like negotiated with settlers in the 1700s. So it was fascinating. 10 out of 10. I love finding your roots, and it's Henry Louis Gates. I'm sorry, everyone. I couldn't. There's just a lot of names happening. I apologize.
A lot of names.
But Henry
as
Louis
soon as
Gates
anybody
Jr.
has 3 names, you have to remember. That's when things start getting scrambled.
Well, especially because in the show he's a junior. He's Henry Louis Gates Jr., and so everybody calls him Skip. And so I'm just like, what's your name? I don't.
Skip.
Skip.
That's adorable.
Skippy.
He doesn't really look like a Skip to me.
No.
He just demands a lot more respect that a
He's
Skip
too
would,
serious for Skip, and they're always like, Skip. I'm like, you call him Henry Louis Gates now that I know his name.
Yes, that's
Junior.
Mr. Gates Jr. to you.
Mr. Doctor, I'm sure. Dr. Henry Louis Gates Jr. Oh, please. Right? Dr. Henry Louis Gates Sr. was my father. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
well, if I have any more knitting related revelations in River of the Gods, I'll be sure to bring them to the attention of the group.
We gotta know. We can't. I mean, again, these cliffhangers, you're just setting us up so perfectly from week to week. So, way to go. Very nice. Very nice.
Good. Yeah, I feel like I'm on my own cliffhanger journey because I finish a chapter and I'm like, I can't wait to see what the hell goes on with this next chapter. What the hell's going to happen? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's great.
Love it. Nonfiction forever and ever.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. All right. Well, Ms. McDougall, what do you have on tap for your afternoon?
Oh, more of this. More of this. And I am going to take like a solid lunch break and work on my sock a little bit, I think. But then I got to gear up for tonight, which I'm very excited about. Yes. I love starting a new class, even though it's a class I've taught before. I always like to kind of take an hour or so before the class kicks off, and get everything organized. So
review the materials.
Yes, indeed.
Nice.
What about you?
I'm trying to take the afternoon off. So I've got some knitting to do, but I also very interested in a new series on PBS, still hitting that app, called Funny Woman. It is set in the 60s, like the mid 60s, and
the fashion
looks so good, right? Based on a Nick Hornsby book. So yeah, I'm gonna see what's going on with that. Love 60s fashion, and the lead actress, I think it's Gemma Atwood, something like that. I just really like her. So anytime she pops up, I'm very excited. So that's what my afternoon. I'll report back.
Cool, because I've been rewatching All Creatures Great and Small as well, and that ad and the Miss Scarlet ad comes up a lot. And the Miss Scarlet ad is so confusing to me because I keep being like, why do I associate this woman with nudity, like out of context nudity? And then I remember, oh, she's the woman in Love Actually, who's with Martin Freeman as the naked stunt double. And I'm like, I see your boobs every Christmas. That's so weird.
Aww,
and now you're in a corset.
I had no idea. For me, she's the woman in that the Crown episode who's Churchill's assistant who gets hit by the bus.
Yep. But I believe that's all that you can fact check me. But yeah, she's the stunt double, the body double with Martin Freeman in and she's in Peaky Blinders. Anyway, I'm glad she's still working, but every time I see that face, I'm like, I've seen a lot of you.
I
every Christmas. That's so weird.
I was excited about that when I watched 3 episodes, and I was like, I do not like this.
It's too bad. She's very charming and beautiful, but every time I see her, I'm just always like, something about you. Why do I feel like I can't look directly at you? Oh, Christmas boobs. Yes. I gather around the whole family and we watch your boobs every Christmas. Anyway.
Aw, for 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Adorable. Adorable.
Keep it up.
Oh, all right. Well,
Anyway,
as always, Laura, a delight.
Yes.
Yeah, great afternoon. Exactly. Good luck with your class tonight.
Thank you very
and
much.
we'll see you next week. All right. Bye, everybody. Take care.